Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Turn your wounds into wisdom. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. It is not that I am so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. The unexamined life is not worth living. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. We can know only that we know nothing, and that is the highest degree of human wisdom. A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can learn from a wise answer. Wisdom begins in wonder. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. A loving heart is the truest wisdom. It is not length of life, but depth of life. Wisdom is the reward you get for a lifetime of listening when you'd have preferred to talk. Diligence is the mother of good luck. The only fence against the world is a thorough knowledge of it. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. A wise man learns more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality. Do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. Be as you wish to seem. Everything is beauty, but not everyone sees it. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. The weak are cruel. Gentleness can only be expected from the strong. Think like a man of action. Act like a man of thought. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. The art of being wise is the art of knowing what to overlook. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. Doubt is the origin of wisdom. The years teach much which the days never know. No man was ever wise by chance. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. A journey is best measured in friends rather than miles. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. He who opens a school door closes a prison. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. All men make mistakes, but only wise men learn from their mistakes. Patience is the companion of wisdom. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. The mind is everything. What do you think you become? Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver or gold. We do not learn from experience. We learn from reflecting on experience. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. Everything you can imagine is real. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you will be criticized anyway. Happiness depends upon ourselves. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Silence is a source of great strength. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. Courage is knowing what not to fear. A fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. You cannot teach a man anything. You can only help him find it within himself. An intelligent mind acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Knowledge is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting it in a fruit salad. To acquire knowledge, one must study, but to acquire wisdom, one must observe. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. Wisdom comes from experience. Experience is often a result of lack of wisdom. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. Time is a created thing. To say, "I don't have time," is like saying, "I don't want to." When anger rises, think of the consequences. The greatest wisdom is seeing through appearances. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. A wise person should have money in their head, but not in their heart. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. Nothing ever goes away until it teaches us what we need to know. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Small minds discuss people. Average minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas. The foolish man seeks happiness in the distance. The wise grows it under his feet. A wise man adapts himself to circumstances as water shapes itself to the vessel that contains it. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. If you do not change direction, you may end up where you are heading. Half of wisdom is learning what to unlearn. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. Be a witness, not a judge. Focus on yourself, not on others. Listen to your heart, not the crowd. Doubt is an uncomfortable condition, but certainty is a ridiculous one. He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious. Wisdom is the daughter of experience. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. He that is taught only by himself has a fool for a master. A wise man should have money in his head, but not in his heart. No tree, it is said, can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. Man's greatness lies in his power of thought. We become what we think about most of the time. To understand all is to forgive all. It is better to understand a little than to misunderstand a lot. The greatest deception men suffer is from their own opinions. Wisdom outweighs any wealth. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. The secret of happiness is freedom, and the secret of freedom is courage. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Common sense is genius dressed in its working clothes. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. Every man is a damn fool for at least 5 minutes every day. Wisdom consists in not exceeding the limit. All human wisdom is summed up in 2 words: wait and hope. To see what is right and not do it is the want of courage. Judge a man by his questions rather than by his answers. Wisdom is the power to put our time and our knowledge to the proper use. A wise man never loses anything if he has himself. By 3 methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. A sign of wisdom is knowing what to overlook. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. Be happy for this moment. This moment is your life. Do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight. A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are for. Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. Not life, but good life is to be chiefly valued. To avoid criticism, do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing. The only journey is the one within. It is not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct. You can't depend on your eyes when your imagination is out of focus. No wise man ever wished to be younger. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. A room without books is like a body without a soul. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Everything popular is wrong. Be curious, not judgmental. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. Wisdom is knowing the right path to take. Integrity is taking it. If you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else. A man's true wealth is the good he does in the world. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. In 3 words, I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and to remove all doubt. Quality means doing it right when no one is looking. There's no wealth like knowledge and no poverty like ignorance. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. The wise man does not lay up his own treasures. The more he gives to others, the more he has for his own.